Hi, I'm Jay Matheson with Midland's Audio Institute and the Jam Room Recording Studio, and I'm here at Front End Audio today to talk about the Digidesign Mbox Mini. And I use this in my classroom to teach with, and one of the greatest things about the Mbox Mini is it now comes with Pro Tools 8. And I just started using Pro Tools 8, and let me tell you, there's a ton of new plugins, air EQs, air reverbs, a copy of a B3 organ, grand piano, drum machines. The Sansamp PSA1 is a really good distortion for guitar, vocals, anything. So if you've been on the fence about jumping into the realm of Pro Tools and Digidesign products, it's really a great time. I'm really excited about the new software, and of course, two main things I guess you get when you buy a Digidesign interface. You get all the software and all the plugins, and you get the interface. It's a complete system. It comes together, and of course, you don't buy the interface separately. You don't buy the software separately, but you pay one price and you get everything. And one great thing about this is you don't need a little dongle key or anything like that. You basically take this, USB it right into your laptop or your computer, and you're ready to go. All you got to do is load up the software, enter your authorization code, and you're set to go. It's very simple. And let me say, for the people that have had problems learning Pro Tools before, the new Pro Tools 8 software is much more user-friendly. It's got a lot of templates in there that'll help you start with your first session. A lot of people have told me that they wanted to use Pro Tools, but they couldn't open it up and couldn't get started with it. Well, Digidesign has made it a lot easier. So that's a little bit about the software. The new Pro Tools 8 software looks very sharp, great for music production, whether you're playing rock music or whether you're a rapper. This is a great piece. The only limitation with this box really is the number of inputs. Talking about the interface now, you only have one mic input, or you have two line level inputs. So if you're a rapper and you have a beat and you want to run the output of a motif or some other keyboard or sampler in here, you can run that into the 1/4 inch inputs, and then you could plug your mic in and lay the vocals down. Of course, if you're trying to record a rock band with this, it's going to be problematic because you only have one mic input or stereo line inputs. Now, if you play acoustic guitar, you could plug that into one of the line or direct DI inputs here and the mic in there, and you could record something like that. Now, of course, if somebody else maybe tracked a band on something like Digi 003 that has more inputs, you could use the Mbox, for an interface just to hook to your monitors and mix and do overdubs. So the only thing you really can't do with this is probably track a full drum set with more than two inputs. That's your only real limitation here. That being said, though, this is a real handy box. You basically have a headphone output, and you have a level control that controls both the level for the headphones and your output that goes to your powered monitors. Of course, you have the mix knob here fades between what's coming in the input and what's coming from the output of Pro Tools itself. And you have a level control for input 1 and input 2. This is basically the level control for the mic preamp for input number 1. And that is your line level or DI level input for mic number 2. Now, of course, if you switch to DI instead of mic, that means you can use 2 channels of line level, or you can plug a guitar into one channel and a bass into another channel, or the output, like I said before, of a sampler or a keyboard such as a motif or something like that. Also, you have pads. If you're distorting the input by too hot of an input level, you can engage the pads. And of course, you have a 48 volt phantom power supply. And of course, if you're tracking vocals, you're going to be using a condenser microphone, and you'll need to turn the 48 volt on, and you'll have to select it into the microphone input. So this button selects between using a microphone for channel 1 and your line/DI. Now the difference between line and DI is line level is the output of a keyboard. DI is basically if you're using a guitar or a bass. And of course you can plug a guitar or a bass straight in here, no amplifier needed. And when you use one of the plugins like the SansAmp PSA1, you can definitely get a nice bass or guitar sound. And of course you can buy aftermarket guitar or bass modelers as well. But definitely you can get some good bass and guitar sounds from this thing if you want to overdub. And since you can't record a drummer, they have basically a lot of MIDI instruments that you can make your own drum beats here. So if you wanted to do a metal record, or something like that, and you wanted to program the drums inside of Pro Tools, you could do that and record guitars, record vocals. So it doesn't seem like a lot here with just one mic input, but there's a lot that you can do with it. And I definitely recommend this for anybody that wants to start learning how to use Pro Tools. It's very inexpensive, and you get a mountain of software, a mountain of plugins with these things, and it's a well-built box. And you can always depend on Digidesign, upgrading the plugins in the future. So it's an ever-evolving system. So I would suggest to anybody that wants to get into audio and recording to get on the Digidesign and Pro Tools bandwagon and start learning the platform as early as you can. And here is your entry-level piece just to be able to track and mix and monitor in Pro Tools. So I definitely recommend this for people starting out and wanting to learn the platform. And if you're interested in it, just check it out, www.frontendaudio.com, and they'll be happy to sell you one or answer any questions you may have.